In a tiny, quiet village, nestled among rolling green hills, there lived a little lantern named Lira. Her flame was small and flickered softly, a gentle glow in the twilight. While all the other lanterns in the village shone with bright, bold light, Lira's was faint, almost like a shy whisper. She often looked at her reflection in the windows of the little cottages and wondered, "Why is my light so weak? What makes the others burn so brightly?" This question echoed in her heart, a quiet yearning for more. She didn't want to be the brightest, but she longed to understand her own purpose. So, with a heart full of hope and a flicker of courage, Lira decided to embark on a journey. She would leave her cozy spot on the windowsill and venture out into the great, wide world to find the secret to a brighter light. Her journey began at the edge of the Whispering Woods, where the trees stood tall like ancient guardians. The path was dark, and shadows danced like mysterious phantoms. Lira's small light cast long, wobbly shapes on the ground, and for a moment, she felt a shiver of fear. Just then, she heard a tiny rustle in the bushes. Peeking out from behind a large leaf was a small field mouse, its whiskers trembling. The mouse was lost, separated from its family, and frightened by the deep darkness of the forest. Seeing its fear, Lira forgot her own. She floated closer, her faint light pushing back the shadows just enough to reveal a safe path. "Don't be afraid," Lira said in a voice as soft as her light. "I'll guide you." She led the mouse through tangled roots and over fallen leaves until they saw the familiar glow of the mouse's burrow. The little mouse squeaked its thanks, its heart full of relief. As Lira turned to continue her journey, she noticed something peculiar. Her light seemed a tiny bit warmer, a fraction brighter than before. Continuing on, Lira arrived at the bank of the gurgling river. The water rushed by, its sound a constant, powerful song. On a smooth, mossy stone sat a lonely frog, his chin resting in his hands. He looked up at Lira, his eyes filled with sadness. "What's wrong?" Lira asked gently. The frog sighed, a sound that was lost in the river's flow. "I used to have the most beautiful croak in the entire river," he explained. "But now, my voice is gone, and no one stops to listen anymore." Lira listened patiently as the frog shared his sorrow. She couldn't give him back his voice, but she could offer him her quiet company. She settled beside him, her light creating a peaceful circle around them. She told him about the stars she'd seen and the soft rustle of the leaves in the wind. She reminded him that even without his croak, the river still valued his presence, and the moon still shone for him. The frog, comforted by her kindness, began to feel a little better. He thanked Lira for listening when no one else would. As Lira floated away, her flame pulsed with a new energy, a little stronger and steadier now. Her path then led her up the side of the silent hills. The wind was stronger here, and it tugged at her flame, threatening to extinguish it. Huddled in the shelter of a large boulder was a young fox, shivering not from the cold, but from loneliness. He had wandered too far from his den and felt utterly alone in the vast, empty landscape. Lira approached cautiously. She didn't have a warm fur coat to offer, but she could share her light. She hovered close, her glow a small beacon in the immense stillness of the hills. She told the fox stories of her own little village, of the warmth of community, and the comfort of being with others. She spoke of how even the smallest light can make a difference in the biggest darkness. The fox listened, and as it did, his shivering stopped. He felt a connection, a sense of not being so alone after all. He thanked Lira for her companionship and found the courage to start his journey back home. As Lira watched him go, her light swelled, burning with a brightness she had never felt before. It was becoming clear now. Each act of kindness, each moment of shared comfort, was like adding a drop of oil to her lamp. Her journey wasn't about finding some magical source of light outside of herself. It was about discovering the light she already had within. She met a squirrel who had lost its winter stash of nuts, and she helped it find a new hiding spot. She comforted a butterfly with a torn wing, telling it how its beauty wasn't just in its flight, but in its resilience. She guided a flock of lost fireflies, their tiny sparks joining her own, creating a beautiful constellation in the night sky. With every soul she touched, with every fear she eased and every tear she dried, her own light grew. It grew from a flicker to a flame, from a flame to a steady, confident glow. The wisdom she was seeking wasn't found in a hidden treasure or a secret spell. It was in the simple, profound act of giving. Finally, after many days and nights, Lira saw the familiar rooftops of her own village in the distance. Her heart fluttered with a mix of excitement and nervousness. She had left as a faint, uncertain lantern, and now she was returning. As she floated down the main path, the villagers and other lanterns stopped and stared. They didn't recognize her at first. The lantern they saw was not the dim little Lira they remembered. This lantern shone with a brilliant, radiant light so warm and welcoming it seemed to embrace the entire village. It was brighter than any other lantern, yet it wasn't harsh or blinding. It was a gentle, powerful glow that spoke of wisdom, compassion, and a journey well traveled. Lira had found her answer. A light isn't measured by how brightly it shines for itself, but by how much it illuminates the path for others. Her purpose wasn't to compete, but to connect. And in lighting up the world for others, she had become her brightest self. From that day on, Lira, the little lantern of wisdom, became a beacon of hope, reminding everyone that the truest light comes from a heart full of kindness. Thank you so much for joining us on this gentle journey with Lira. We hope her story has brought a little light and warmth to your day. If you enjoyed this tale, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more stories that inspire and uplift. We love sharing these moments with you. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Until next time, may you find the light within your own heart and share it with the world. Take care and see you soon.